It's time for another round of live, local, play-by-play coverage of Southwest Metro Sports on PSB Media.
Away by spinner, potential.
Off Brazil stuff through traffic. Here's an opportunity. Score!
PSB Media's coverage of tonight's game is brought to you by The Malt Store,
Do you like this sound better or on the
Umbria
other
Gourmet
side of the mic?
Pizzeria, Athlete PT, Noodles and
Brett.
Company of Eden Prairie, The Sun Current, The Tavern on 4 and 5, and in partnership with Minnesota Football Magazine,
What's happening?
The Pioneer Press, and BEC TV.
And it drops! The game is over! Forest Lake wins
this all right?
1-0 in the bottom of the 10th. Brett Gravel is the hero.
Catch all of the action all season long on your home for Southwest Metro Sports. PSB Media.
Brady,
Leather,
too,
yellow
up from his
leather.
defense. We'll leave it for Graham. Graham works his way and scores in overtime. Michael Graham with the game.
Game time is coming up next.
Welcome to the EP Community Center, just underway for the 22nd game of the season for the Eden Prairie Eagles, their second head-to-head Lake Conference matchup between the Eagles and the Wayzata Trojans. Eden Prairie continues to hold on to that #1 ranking in 2AA, and Wayzata creeping up the standings now at number 5. Let's play hockey poll with a 12-6-2 record. This matchup, although it has been pretty close as Eden Prairie's Wardeen tries to center a pass, it's taken away by the Wayzata Trojans. Has been heavily in favor of the Eagles, though, despite pretty close outcomes every time these two teams meet. In fact, Eden Prairie 8-1 in the 9 contests since they joined up with Wayzata in this current format of the Lake Conference. So that holding over the heads of the Wayzata Trojans. They'll try to erase those past struggles and also avenge a 3-2 loss earlier this season to Eden Prairie. Obviously, it'd be a huge victory since Eden Prairie has not yet been defeated this year.
Yeah, Eden Prairie undefeated with just a few games left to go, and don't sleep on this Wayzata team. Usually they're kind of the forgotten squad behind Eden Prairie and Minnetonka and Edina, but they always play very good competitive hockey, and even when they lose to some of those powerhouses, it always is by 1 or 2 goals, so there certainly isn't a team that you can sleep on.
Well, you were mentioning kind of sitting behind, at least in people's minds, some of those other teams in the Lake Conference. It was a bit of a struggle for about 2 seasons. They seemed to right that ship, head in the right direction, where they just couldn't beat really anybody in conference play. Obviously would still be in the top 15 in the rankings, but went just 2 wins against 12 losses over a 14-game stretch. This year, though, they're 3-3, so certainly trending upward. As we have the Eagles playing from their own end. That's Kolowski, board passing it over to Heppelman. And now making a play for the puck was Molly Lewis for Wayzata. Eden Prairie, though, maintains possession. Brousseau feeds Kolowski up ahead. Heppelman can't receive that wall pass, and it goes all the way down to the Wayzata Trojan end for an icing as the Eagles switch up their lines. Looking at the Wayzata Trojans, their leading scorer coming into tonight in terms of goals is Sophia Shaver. She's a senior. We've called her name a few times the last couple of years in our PSB coverage of Eden Prairie girls hockey. She's got 13 goals, 19 total points. The leading point getter is Natalie Heising. She's got 9 goals and 17 assists as a shot's thrown in to the right side by Boyle. Can't hold the zone, and they'll reset. Boyle. Forward pass over the far side to Dahlquist. It's picked up by Hengler, who had a goal in their latest victory, as Dahlquist works down to the net. Can't get the shot away. Lost the handle right as she got to the left post. Now feeds the left point. Down low, Ridland centering pass deflects off the skate of Steltler, the goaltender. Sarah Steltler has played all the minutes for Wayzata between the pipes this season. In fact, Brett, it didn't even appear that they had a backup goalie on their varsity roster.
Yeah, that's unbelievable to think you can go without a backup goalie. I know sometimes in girls hockey you can occasionally get a skater who can press, but I've never seen that situation actually happen in a varsity game. Looks like you got a penalty coming up.
A penalty assessed to Kate Ridland, so on the power play for the first time in this contest, the Wayzata Trojans working over the far side. That's Shaver. She falls down, trying to break up the pass, and doing so is Kolowski. Will she clear the zone? She does. Back out to center ice. And Check takes it. Now coming in onside is Shaver, weaving to the right face-off circle. Now back behind the cage, trying to set up this Wayzata Trojan power play. This season it's been a struggle on the power play as the shot from the point is covered up by Dobchuk. This season, Wayzata just 10% on the player advantage.
Yeah, 10%, something they're going to have to improve upon, and one of the reasons why they're not necessarily sitting towards the top of the Lake Conference standings. And with the way Eden Prairie plays, these power plays are going to be important for them because it's not easy to get many scoring chances here on this Eagles squad.
Wolfsman to Check again. She'll test the saving abilities of Dobchuk. Covers up. A couple of shots on net so far on this power play. 1:14 left. On the 5-on-4 face-off, Dahlquist against Heising, the two leading scorers, and it'll be won by the Eagles, sending it all the way down to the other end. Heppelman gives chase, putting the pressure on, killing off more of this power play for the Trojans. Again, it's been a struggle this season on the player advantage, but at least getting a couple looks from the point so far on this opportunity. Good at the line. That was Meister. She just played it back behind the net, and Eden Prairie all over it, and they clear once again. 41 seconds.
I'm excited about tonight's broadcast here on PSB as Kevin and I have kind of switched roles for this girls hockey game. We'll be experimenting with a little bit more of an advanced replay system, so hopefully you enjoy that. We'll have some side-by-side camera action between replay and live action so you can watch at the same time. So make sure you keep watching for that. Looking forward to experimenting with some different things this evening.
Izzy Shannon trying to get good at the line, but a nice check by Brosseau, at least getting in the way defensively, and then clearing it. She'll switch out on the line change. Wayzata down to their final few ticks. Eden Prairie will have successfully killed off this first power play of the game. As you see, Ashley Astor poked that one back into the Wayzata zone. No score here. First 5 minutes of action from the EP Community Center. A shot deflects off the pads. Good look there by Kate Ridland, fresh out of the box. Charlie Dahlquist shot redirected off the skate of a cutting Kate Ridland. And the Wayzata Trojans a little slow to the puck. Eden Prairie all over it, getting it back quickly into the Wayzata ends. Ridland weaving over the far side. Now tries a centering pass. Dahlquist gets tied up, can't get the shot away. Ridland again working near side boards. Now she's pinned down by two, finds it. A centering pass and a shot, can't get it away. Oberle had a great look at it, but her skates and stick got tied up in traffic by two Trojan defenders. Boyle over to Astor. Up ahead. Oberle flips that one up and caught out of her crouch by the goaltender Sarah Stelzer. And it'll be a face-off in the Wayzata zone, 10:52 to play.
Improving game so far, not a whole lot of face-offs as down to just about 10 minutes left here in the period. Wayzata played a decent game besides failing to score on that power play chance, not giving Eden Prairie many golden opportunities thus far.
A 3-on-3, a shot comes in from the right side. That one's saved. Heistad got the look. Now a takedown back behind the net. Hard fall for both parties. Action continues. Boyle takes a shot, and it deflects off a back-checking stick of number 7, Sarah Iyer. Could have been a good ride. She was trying to look top shelf to the stick-hand side of Stelter, but instead it just trickles in to the top of the crease for another save for number 1.
Yeah, decent little shot. Didn't get a whole lot on that, as you can see here on the replay, but
Now Astor zings that one in down low. A good no-look pass. Heppelman to Werdine. But again, the Trojans doing a nice job clamping down in that lower slot right in front of the crease, not allowing through traffic. Angie Heppelman, one-on-one, tries a little deke move, but a good save there by the goaltender. Now retrieving the puck over the far side, Molly Lewis. To Heppelman down low. Finds Kalowski, tried to spin around and get a shot away, but broken up. A shot instead zings wide from the left face-off circle. Now a shot kicked aside on the save by Stelter. That one thrown in by Heppelman from the point. In traffic, Astor pushes it just past the goaltender. Wide left. 9:20 to play, even strength as you're watching PSB Media. Apologize for the disconnect momentarily on the video feed. Tonight's game brought to you by the Mulch Store, a key community resource for landscaping products and landscaping materials. Got 4 Twin Cities locations: Minnetrista, Burnsville, Rosemount, and Shakopee. Online at mulchstoremn.com. Rogie down low again, tied up with the stick. Ridlin couldn't get the shot away. That's been a theme so far tonight, and commend the effort by the Wayzata Trojans defense so far.
yeah, Wayzata's made a real commitment to clogging up that area in front of the net, and have to see if Eden Prairie can make some adjustments, maybe try to get some bodies out in front to maybe get a tip in. And so far, the defense has stymied the Eagles.
Good series of moves by Boyle. She'll jump and chase. Now kicks it back. Rogie out in front. Couldn't handle the feed. Good setup there by Boyle. Just a little bit off the mark. Coming up with a head of steam is Sophia Shaver. She finally gets a shot in on Dobchuk. And that one's kicked aside. Holding the zone. The Trojans momentarily. Hangler trying to clear in a battle for the puck. Down low, Fanning on the pass. Wolfsman, now she'll be tied up. Hangler pokes it loose. Hangler tracks it down. Now she passes it up and out of the zone. It should go as an icing, and it will, as it was just out of the reach of Abby Heistad.
Well, you gotta love, we were talking with some parents here before the game, how it just seems like every opponent that the Eagles see comes out and gives them their best shot. It happens when you're the #1 rated team and undefeated, and so far Trojans are doing just that.
Shot from Lewis pushed wide from the left face-off circle. Ashley Astor back behind the cage. Lewis clamps down, beats Heppelman to the puck, but Kalowski comes away with it. Sailing over the far side across the Wayzata bench into the zone. Leaves it behind for Heppelman, pushes, shot on, and a good save reaction by Stetler. Back out to the point, over the right side, fired in. That one turned aside with the stick of Stelter. And now on the far side wall, a couple players battling for it. Kalowski just gets drilled, runs right into the back of Molly Lewis, as you saw that on camera. And here come the Wayzata Trojans. Number 8 skates ahead. That's Ashley Watala. She's got a sister, Allie Watala. Both like the number 8, apparently, as they're 8 and 18 on the roster.
Crazy 8s.
With a 1. What does that make it? Crazy 8s and a 1? Or how would you diagnose that?
Crazy 818s.
Here comes Charlie Dahlquist. Feed up ahead for Rogie. Good look again. Rogie just a bit too tardy, as that pass was too out in front of her. She is an outstanding clutch player. 5 game-winning goals this season. That's 45% of her team total, or her individual total. That's 30% of the team total. And she's got 10 in her 2-year career. Now Dahlquist tries to get a shot away. Good defense there on the back side. That was applied by Haley Schmidt. So far, as you said, Brett, really committed are the Trojans defensively to stopping Eden Prairie. We'll see if it comes at the detriment to their offense, though.
Yeah, that's going to be the key. I was just going to make that comment that on the other hand, if you're going to do that, you're either going to have to be extremely strong on the power play or maybe gamble a little bit with one of your players, cherry pick with one player to try to get a breakaway in transition. As you brought up, the answer probably not going to come on the power play with that percentage now below 10% after failing to score on their first opportunity about 8 minutes ago or so. So defensively, very solid game, but they're going to have to find a way to get the offense.
Exactly, a shot that's blocked by our own teammate, thrown in initially by Sarah Iyer, now taken by the Eagles. Werdine into the zone. She's tied up and loses it. Good job back checking by Iyer. Held in the line by Brousseau, now pushed out in a stick battle with Wolfsman, and we get a whistle offside on the Eagles. Coming in, Wayzata averages 3.25 goals per game, so not always the strategy, it looks like, as far as how they defend teams, or, you know, maybe I haven't had an opportunity to see them this year, but perhaps as we see this game will unfold, maybe they do loosen up as the game progresses as well. Something to keep an eye out on, though. Played out at neutral ice, now taken by the Eagles. Brousseau, back to Kalowski. Now it's turned over. Wayzata can't get a shot away. Still battling for puck position. Check comes down, throws that one up, and a couple of players high stick it, no call though. Away from Dobchuk. Wolfsman battling with Astor over on the far side. Held at the line. It's Check. Pining, pushing, churning right in front of the Eagles bench. Can't get the puck to a teammate. Kept it into the zone though. Brousseau back behind the cage. Pass over to Wolf. Down low to Brousseau. Back to Wolf. Centering pass. Good look there as Oberle skates in front of us. Good at the line. Backdoor pass to Heisted. Heisted just a little late. Again, we've seen a couple of these good passes to open space on the ice where the Eagles, you know, on a little bit better pass would have a great shot in on the goaltender, but just hasn't worked out the timing so far in this one. Under 4 to play.
You can see on that replay that we were just showing side by side, she also really didn't have her stick in front of her ready to reach for that pass as well for at least a tip. So, as you said, both the passer and the receiver have to do a little bit better job to connect on those type of plays.
Pass intercepted. Hangler pushes it up ahead. Couple of missed opportunities for both teams as the puck was sitting loose for a moment. Now Wayzata can't get a long pass, a cross-ice pass to stick for Haley Schmidt, so Eden Prairie will take it again. Rogie up ahead, that's Kalowski. Digging in, takes a shot for the slot. The shot, and it's saved somehow by the goaltender. Rogie, a great look down in front, and a good job by Stelter to make the save with the stick. Boyle down low. Line change for the Eagles. Up ahead, that's Schmidt. Knocked away. There to retrieve and back her up is Izzy Shannon. Schmidt, along with Maddie Johnson, down low on the far side, or near side boards rather. That's Schmidt. Schmidt pass to Johnson. Now gives way to Sophia Shaver. Around the world takes a shot, and Dobchuk able to sprawl and make the save. A little bit off guard at the shot coming in so fast and low from Shaver. Shaver kind of deked out Dobchuk by looking back toward the point and then taking that shot directly in down to that right pipe.
Like to email us here during the broadcast. We're at announcers@psbmn.com, announcers@psbmn.com. Let us know who you're cheering for, where you're listening from. We'd be more than happy to read your messages on air right here on PSB.
Face-off is won. A dangerous pass and a shot deflects out in front. Dobchuk didn't have to make the save, though, as it deflected wide. Rousseau is trying to get an outlet pass up ahead, but again missed timing on the part of the Eagles. Nearly cost a goal. Astor. Ridland. Up ahead, Rogie in a foot race. Instead, Stelter comes out and turns it aside. Still playable on the near side boards, kept alive by Astor. Ridland scoots it back over to Astor. Great poke check. And knocking that one out of the zone by Sophia Shaver. Now Shannon turns it over. Puck still loose. Who's coming away with it? It's Wolfsman. Played down low. Wayzata centering pass. Great read there. Kalowski clamped down low and intercepted a pass that could have been dangerous for Dobchuk. Puck bounces its way back into the Trojan zone. Boyle putting the pressure on Meister. On the far side, Watala up ahead to her sister, Allie Watala. And we'll get an offside call. A delayed offside call as one of the Trojans came in offside with 36 seconds left in the first period.
I don't know if it's just us coming in and always broadcasting Eden Prairie when they play tough opponents, but it just seems like every game they do is very low scoring. It's almost like the first team to 2 will win.
Shot turned aside by the goalie. Boyle delivers a hit after the shot on Meister. And yeah, they definitely have a very difficult strength of schedule, and it's been amazing that they've maintained this unbeaten streak throughout this season, given the high level of competition. But you know, there's also something to be said, and I think you kind of alluded to it before as we're winding down, and that'll conclude the end of this first period, that you know, you kind of rise to the occasion. So if you're a pretty good team and you want to show that you could be an elite team, you have an opportunity in front of you. You know what the Eden Prairie's made of, and you do everything in your power to play up to their level, and that's perhaps what we've seen throughout this season as well in games we've covered. No score after 1 as you're watching PSB Media. We'll come back for our first intermission thoughts after this.
Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. This season, the Tavern on 4 and 5 will be showing PSB broadcasts of Eden Prairie football and hockey on their big screen TVs. So make it a night out. Get some great food while watching your Eden Prairie Eagles at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean Pizza, Tavern Turkey Burger, as well as delicious breakfasts that are served 7 days a week. That's the Tavern on 4 and 5, just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
I wish it was spring.
Hello, Carl.
Whoa, who are you?
I'm the Mulch Store Genie.
Well, your entrance music makes you sound like an alien.
We Mulch Store Genies survive on grass and compost, not snow and ice.
If you're a genie, where's your lamp?
Mulch Store Genies live... Never mind you. Let's get to the point. You had a wish for me, Carl.
Yeah, I wished it would be spring.
Your wish is my command.
Sweet, this is much better. Wow, my lawn looks great too.
Indeed, Carl. That's the power of the Mulch Store Genius.
Thanks.
Tell your friends of my mulching powers.
The Mulch Store, granting beautiful lawn and landscaping wishes since 2000. Store locations in Burnsville, Minnetrista, Rosemount, and Shakopee.
I really loved this book. Me too. What was your favorite part? The beginning? The beginning was good. Did anyone actually read the book?
I really like this wine.
You don't need a book club to drink wine with friends. Great wine and globally inspired food at Noodles & Company, your world kitchen.
The Sun Current is proud to be your community news leader for over 50 years. Each week you can read their in-depth coverage on local government, school district news, high school sports matchups, community events, and newsmakers. The Sun Current's website is now mobile user-friendly and provides breaking local news coverage daily. Check it out at current.mnsun.com.
Hey, look, it's the State Farm guy.
Yeah, and he's discount double checking.
Oh, Hans and Franz?
Surprise.
Well, here's another surprise for you. Muzzle. Hear me now and believe me later. You pumped up our wallets with the discount double checking, so we want to repay the favor and pump you up.
Sorry, what?
Pull us, you flabby loser!
You'll thank us later.
That's right. Double check your diet.
Yeah. Roll your boat.
Gently down the loser stream.
That's what I'm talking about.
Doesn't this hurt?
Not with those puny arms.
You don't just lift dumbbells, you drink them. Now, come on.
That's right. Feel it.
Hello, muscles.
The whole thing?
Yeah, when you're finished, you can eat this up too. Congratulations, Aaron.
You earned the suit. It's a start.
Yeah, not bad.
Really?
Pump up your savings with a discount double check.
Nice block, Adams.
Get to a better state. State Farm.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie. A local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbier.com. Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. This season, the Tavern on 4 and 5 will be showing several PSB broadcasts of Eden Prairie boys hockey on the big screen TVs. So make it a night out. Get some great food and watch the EP boys hockey team at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean pizza, the Tavern turkey burger, and my personal favorite, the cheesy tater tots. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5, located just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
During this break in the action, I'd like to thank you for watching and ask for your assistance. In addition to live streaming games like this one, PSB Media also produces video commercials for clients. If someone you know is trying to grow their business, tell them to consider contacting production at psbmn.com. The internet is a powerful marketing tool, but due to its size, it can be difficult for messages to reach the right ears. Optimize their valuable time and money. PSB Video will help drive localized traffic to the client's website. Using keyword-driven content, PSB Video can improve where businesses appear in search results. Nearer to the top results means more clicks and more business. So please, tell those business owners you know to work smarter, not harder, by considering PSB Production. Find out more by emailing production@psbmn.com.
Welcome back to the Eden Prairie Community Center. Kevin Ford, Brett Johnson with your call tonight of Eden Prairie girls hockey. The top-ranked team in 2A is playing host to the Wayzata Trojans, number 5 in that Let's Play Hockey poll. Wayzata 12-6-2 coming in. Eden Prairie 18-0-3, and so far the records, you can toss them out the window because it's been pretty evenly matched so far. 0-0 your score as we are in the first intermission. Again, Eden Prairie does have a leg up on Wayzata over the last few years. Since joining the Lake Conference, they are 8-1, including a 3-2 victory earlier this season. Wayzata, though, very good defensively. Coming in, Sarah Stelter, who's played every single minute of this varsity season, a junior goaltender for Becky Wacker's team, is 12-6-2 with an impressive 1.76 goals against average and about a 90 save percentage with a shutout as well. Mentioning during that first period of play, in case you missed it, you know how much Becky Wacker relies on Sarah? Well, completely, because there's no backup goaltender on the varsity roster. I think that's just amazing how much she entrusts.
I mean, you never wish for someone to get hurt, but it would be interesting to see what happened. Maybe if all of a sudden she started not playing well, or
yeah,
you know, she unfortunately did get hurt. Would you have to dress a skater up in the pads? I wonder if the referee would actually let the team take the time to dress a new player And then you could think at the end of the game, maybe you could use that in lieu of a timeout. Just say, oh, the goaltender's hurt. Then when you're done dressing the other player, oh, she's okay now.
Right.
There's a way to
yeah, just like in football where they fake injury
Yeah.
just to get a breather. Interesting thought. I guess we haven't seen that play out yet. Maybe we will at some point in our PSP broadcasting days.
That would be an interesting thing, though, if the referee would let you have time, or if you would have to play with an empty net the whole game, a la Patrick Waugh on the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah. Curious. Just one power play so far in this game. It was a player advantage for Wayzata, 0 for 1 on it. Coming in just 10% conversion rate on the player advantage. They are very good at penalty killing, but again, still trying to figure out that right mesh on the power play units to get it going upward to a trend, closer to the Eagles and closer to, probably league standard. Eden Prairie at a 19.6% conversion rate, I'd say is a little bit low, but also not too far off league standard. So Wayzata failing to capitalize on that opportunity, but they really haven't had too many shots on goal. They finished with a bit of a flurry. I say flurry, but it was more mild than that.
So it's like what we're having outside right now.
Yeah,
Mild
probably.
flurries, yes.
We'll accept that. But toward the end of that first period, they finally were getting some shots in on Alexa Dobchuk, who's been the goaltender ever since she came back from injury for Eden Prairie. Didn't hear the shot totals, but there was 2 on the power play for Wayzata. I would say, really, other than the last few minutes of that first period, didn't see a whole lot of activity. So as far as shots, probably in favor of Eden Prairie, who had a number of good chances that just never came to fruition, Brett. They got good looks as a trailing player flew into the Trojan zone in that first period, and it was, whether just a centering pass or a backdoor pass or just a leave-off pass, what have you. However, the Eden Prairie attacker placed it for her teammate. It just didn't quite settle in the right position where that Eagle could get a shot away. Also a credit, too, when there weren't those rush opportunities to this Wayzata Trojans defense, seemed really keen on boxing out and blocking out the slot, the middle of the ice in their own defensive zone, and really tied up the skaters and sticks of the Eagles attackers in that first period.
Yeah, defensively, you said it all. Wayzata's just been great when they don't have the puck. The challenge is going to be, however, where's the offense going to come from? As we brought up in the first period, their power play has been a work in progress, to say the least. So I think it's going to take probably 2 goals to beat the Eden Prairie team, maybe 3, depending on if your defense can stay up. And I'm thinking those kinds of goals are going to have to come even strength. So we'll again see what kind of adjustments Wayzata makes, see if they can maybe get someone cherry picking in transition, or maybe get the Eagles caught in too much of a forecheck. It's a fascinating game to watch, and it should be an interesting finish, especially if it stays tied or at least a 1-goal game.
It seems that both these teams play pretty close throughout the course of the season. Just looking over Wayzata's first schedule, a couple of the Minneapolis schools they play earlier on in the season have offensive explosion, but including winning 15-0 against Minneapolis at the Parade Ice Garden. But other than that, looks like all but 4 of their other games of about the 15 I have listed were 2 goals or less. And for Eden Prairie, we've covered what better examples than those 2 Minnetonka games where they skate to a tie into overtime, and Naomi Rogie ends up with a game winner to win by that 1-goal difference. In 1-goal games since 2012, Jamie Grossman's squad, an impressive 22-6. That's the benchmark of having a good squad. He knows it. He throughout the course of the season, including one to wrap up his 2014-15 regular season versus Dodge County among the top 10, currently sitting at number 8. And so far, his team has risen to the occasion time and time again, boasting an 18-0-3 record. We'll see at some point if they lose this momentum. Certainly, if they're going to, the players and Jamie Grossman hope it happens in the next week or so, as opposed to in sections or possibly a run at state.
And it's going to be a tough road to the state tournament when you consider that there's a lot of tough teams in Section 2. Edina having a very good season. If they get healthy, they could certainly be a very serious threat to the Eagles. Then you have Casca-Chanhassen, who has a solid squad. We've seen the Bloomington girls hockey team play a couple of times. Not the most talented squad, but they work hard and could certainly give a team like Eden Prairie a run for their money if they catch the Eagles on an off night. So yeah, it's going to be a grinder the entire way through for this Eden Prairie squad, all the way through the state tournament and possibly a state championship.
We're about set for the start of the second period. Both teams on the ice skating around and preparing to climb over the walls into their respective benches. 0-0 your score from the EP Community Center. As Brent would like to mention that you can always email us. Is that the one you've got up?
Oh, you had that LASIK surgery, but you couldn't quite read that one.
Okay.
I was just going to briefly bring up, or just at least have it on the screen, that we can always webcast your games here at PSP or other events. It doesn't have to be sports. If you have weddings or corporate events, we'd be more than happy to get those on air in HD with different graphics if you'd like. Feel free to contact us right here at PSP Media. Email Kevin or I, or also production@pspmn.com.
Face-off will be won by Wayzata. Now, an example of our outside of our regular coverage events we did was that Alark Ice Dive on New Year's Day. Very fun event. They were also happy with the quality of work we did and already asked us back for next year. So I guess that's a testimonial from us to you, in case you're interested. Check down on the far side boards. It's scooped up and cleared away by the Eagles. Now Ridland will take down a Wayzata Trojan. Falling to the ice was Maddie Johnson.
No, they're going to get the Wayzata player, I think, for interference. She had kind of impeded the progress of the Eden Prairie player trying to streak in 2-on-1. See if I can catch it here on the replay, at least in split screen. You can see where the infraction occurred just a moment ago.
Yeah, she's the one that takes the bigger of the hit between Ridland and herself, and she's also the one that gets penalized. So.
Yeah, you can see she was the one that impeded the progress, but as you said, Kevin, she took the worst of the action, but it'll be EP on the power play for another minute 45.
As I said, about 20% conversion rate on the power play. Working it around to the near side, Charlie Dahlquist sends it back down low. A centering pass and a score! Angie Happelman has the two playing together since they were 8. Team up again, assist and goal. Happelman and Charlie Dahlquist make it 1-0.
Let's take a look here. Those two just always seem to know where each other are. Happelman kind of streaks in between a couple of Wayzata players. Very tough to always keep track of her. Just a great feed from Dahlquist to see Happelman, how sneaky she is, knowing how to be in the right place at the right time. And she gives Eden Prairie that 1-0 lead going high on the Wayzata netminder.
It was just a great look, and Wayzata, we were talking about how good out defensively they'd been. That was their first real test of the game, with Eden Prairie being on the power play and just couldn't cover up soon enough. A nice run there from Happelman. Up ahead, Angie Happelman has her pocket picked. Good defensive play by Izzy Shannon. Now in front of us, Paige Sorensen flies that one in toward the net. A leaping catch made by Dobchuk coming out of her stance. Drops it down for her teammates. Wardeen clears the zone. Loose puck, tracked down. Wolfsman, center ice. Wayzata in a stick battle. Sophia Shaver as Eden Prairie looks like comes in offside. Sophia Shaver was playing it back to her own defensive line. So Shaver and Dahlquist on the face-off, right in front of us, won by Shaver. Puck skips around, goes ahead to Rogie. Now left behind Dahlquist. Centering pass, intercepted by the Trojans. Over the far side, Shaver tries to duck in. Underneath the stick of Kate Ridlands. Sweeping centering pass. Shot couldn't come away cleanly as Sophia Shaver looks like she's injured on the play, holding on to her helmet and still not getting up off the ice yet. Heard the sound of her hitting the boards. I don't know exactly what happened. It was just away from the play as I was moving my line of sight to the right side of the ice. This happened over on the left.
Yeah, and taking a look here in the corner. Oh, it actually looks like an Eden Prairie player was kind of stumbling down on the ice, and her legs inadvertently caught the legs of the other Wayzata player as she was falling, and that kind of led to that nasty tumble. So hopefully she's all right. Very accidental play, as you can see, just a moment ago. So it's an unfortunate situation, and hopefully she'll be all right. Again, to see if I can give you one more look at it here. Kind of see what led to that hit just a moment ago. Yeah, you're certainly hoping she's going to be all right, and she is getting helped over to the bench. Always dangerous when you are taken out and certainly not expecting it.
Indeed, and anytime you're near the boards too, always just cross your fingers. Oberle on the face-off. It'll be won by Heistad. Immediately taken away by the Trojans' blue line. Iyer makes one eagle miss. Tries to dump it in, but a good recognition play by Hangler. She feeds it up ahead to Heistad, unable to track it down. That's Czech who does for the Trojans. Now taken away by Eden Prairie. Wolf finds Oberle, backhanded shot goes over the crossbar. Heistad tries to keep it alive in the zone. Instead, here come the Wayzata Trojans. Shot deflects off the stick of Boyle and into the out of play netting.
That's kind of funny how we were talking about Wayzata, like they're such a big underdog in this game, and even though they are, it's still funny to look that they're rated number 5 in the standings, at least the overall Let's Play Hockey state rankings. It's kind of a testament to how strong Eden Prairie's been this season and how dominant they've been with that undefeated record against a very, very tough schedule.
Wardine giving chase. Eden Prairie can't hold it in the zone though. See him centering pass, intercepted, but great back check there by Wardine to break it up. Number 19, Meg Ransom, thought she was going to get an open look in on Dobchuk, but Wardine came flying back. Good play there by the junior. She goes down. Hangler jostling for position, pass off the shin pad of Wardine, and the Trojans able to hold the zone, but they'll switch up part of their line. Puck tied up momentarily near side boards. Wardine, Hangler, and a Trojan in there. Looks like it's Paige Sorensen. Goes off the back side of the net. Kept in the zone by the Trojans attack. 12:23 to play. And we will get an offside call. I thought maybe that would be the end result. A delayed offside and a face-off coming in neutral.
Always follow us on Twitter at PSBMN for the latest on all the schools we cover, including Eden Prairie, Jefferson, and Kennedy, and high school hockey in general. Kevin and I are big fans of the game and always find the latest, our tweets, and sometimes some witty thoughts from Kevin on Twitter at PSBMN.
I like how you don't give yourself credit for witty thoughts.
I know, I'm not witty on Twitter at all.
That's funny.
When you see boring tweets, you know they're from me.
Or if you see unfunny ones, then it's probably from me trying to be witty.
It's like a baseball player. If you can bat 300, though, if you're funny 30% of the time, that's still pretty good.
Dangerous centering pass intercepted. Rogie tries to dipsy-do and cannot get the shot away. Another chance down low, turned aside by the Wayzata defense. Getting a stick in there and poking it away. Last second was Heising. Now a shot pushed aside by the goaltender. That one thrown in from the point by Brousseau. Still working with it are the Eagles down low. Puck's loose. Rogie swings around, takes a shot, goes off the stick of Molly Lewis. Wolfsman tries to clear, puck's loose from the slot. The Eagles track it down, out to the point. Brousseau launches it back in, but it goes off the body of Wolfsman. Wolfsman trying to clear. Brousseau holds it at the line. Finally, a wall pass will clear the zone. Good look there by Sammy Meister. Finally allow the Trojans to retreat. Charlie Dahlquist up ahead to Heistad. Check that. That was Lauren Boyle. A shot goes and turned aside by Stelter, the goaltender. Charlie Dahlquist zipped that one in from the left face-off circle at the dot. Shot from Boyle deflects in traffic. Play down near side boards. Shannon for the Trojans. Clears the zone, but unable to get a pass away as the puck spins around a knuckleball over to the far side.
I like that, a knuckleball. Don't hear that too often in hockey, kind of like Tim Wakefield.
Or we could say a knuckle puck. I'll say that from now on, not a knuckleball.
No. That's from the Mighty Ducks franchise.
You don't want me to mention anything that has to do with the Mighty Ducks. A shot down low! Stood up at the crease. Stelter saves Skolowski's shot. Good effort to stand tall by the junior, as Skolowski almost able to make this one 2-0.
Yeah, very close opportunity there for Allison Koloski, walking in without a lot of pressure. You see the Wayzata defense, they're a little bit slow closing in on her. Got to do a better job not to leave these talented Eagle players some open opportunities on the doorstep.
Heppelman turns it over, taken away by Shaver. She's back out on the ice. Good to see her after she was slow to get up moments ago. A shot goes through the crease. That one's centered in by her teammate Heising, team's leading point scorer. Shaver again, the leading goal scorer on this Trojan squad that averages just over 3.2 goals per game. Allows just 1.5, or just a little bit more than 1.5. They trail, though, 1-0 halfway through the second. Taken up near side by Sorensen. Icing will be called on her as she crosses the Eagles zone.
Well, Kevin, have an interesting basketball score to pass along to you. Maybe a big upset on the way. The Minneapolis South boys basketball team leads Eden Prairie 36-30 at halftime. Well, the Eagles have lost a couple of games after starting the year undefeated, but that'd be a major upset if South were to knock off the EP boys basketball team.
Yeah, it would. Eden Prairie looking very strong, but hopefully they can turn it around for Eagles fans. Lots of athletes, a couple football players on that four-time championship squad from the fall. Our starters on the team, Carter Coughlin, Blake Cashman, and Grantham Gillard. 3 of those starters. How about that? At a big school, you have some of the best athletes can play and be starters on the football team and basketball team.
It kind of shows you don't need as many athletes to play basketball and football, because sure, a lot of the same football players from Minneapolis South also play basketball, and they, of course, were...
There's an opportunity and a save made by Stelter. Charlie Dahlquist left all alone. A beautiful feed from, looked like Lauren Boyle. But Stelter held her own and made the save.
Yeah, what an opportunity there for Eden Prairie. Again, they're starting to get some more grade A chances here in the second period. Got to be careful here if you're the Trojans not to let Eden Prairie try to blow this game open.
Wayzata fans wanted a penalty called on Eden Prairie as Ashley Watala worked her way into the zone. Here comes Rogie all alone. Was Dahlquist again, as there was a breakdown defensively by the Trojans as Dahlquist has just outskated them a couple of times here in the last few moments. But the pass a bit too fast for her. Instead, they'll have to settle for putting the pressure on Wayzata in their own end. Heising flips that one out of play. We'll have a face-off. Upcoming with 7:20 to play. The sponsor of tonight's broadcast, Brandy Warmbier, State Farm Insurance Agent, your local connection for all things home, auto, and other types of insurance as well on Singletree Lane in Eden Prairie, near the Eden Prairie Center. Brandy Warmbier can get you great rates. Just give her a call or check her out online. And that's Brandy Warmbier, State Farm Insurance Agent in Eden Prairie. Back out to the point, and they'll have to reset as that pass was zipped back to Paige Sorensen. Carried her momentum back outside the Eden Prairie end. Check, can't hold it in. Now Angie Heppelman, a 3-on-1 odd player rush. A centering pass out in front, broken up by the goaltender, as well as Wolfsman, who carries along the near side. Outstanding job by Wolfsman to break up a 3-on-1. Now a chance by her teammate Heising. It's stick poked away by Dobchuk, the goaltender. She had initially had trouble handling the stick and flinging it out in front of her. Lost the grip, but grabbed hold of it again and poked it away. So the action picking up, more back and forth plays so far as we're skating into the second half of this second period, and it's kind of what I was wondering if that would be the case in that first period, more defensive minded, if things would open up as the game progressed, as the team started to figure out what the pace and style of their opponent was going to be, and they could counter punch, if you will. And we're seeing a little bit more of that, as we had a very good example of a counter punch. One scoring chance at the right end, at the Wayzata end, and almost immediately taken back the other way to get a good opportunity in on Dobchuk. Oberle finds it to Wolf, and she's stonewalled again by Stelter. Great backdoor feed as Eden Prairie continues to put the pressure on the goaltender. But as we've seen, these Lake Conference opponents' goalies are just so excellent. They in particular seem to rise to the occasion.
Yeah, that they do, and that's what Wayzata's going to need to have a chance here against this Eden Prairie squad. And Eagles, of course, on the other hand, don't have too shabby of goaltenders either, and Dobchuk and also Whitney Padgett.
There's a shot, and that one's covered up by Stelter. She has been super glued to the puck all night long. Just one goal allowed. That was on a power play, and kind of a breakdown defensively out in front of her. Goal combination, Dahlquist to Heppelman to make it 1-0. Hangler takes a shot. She'll blast that one wide. Karam's far off the back wall and out of the zone. Ridlands, Hangler, wall pass. Great look there. Playing the angle right. Dahlquist loses it. Turns around. Puck still loose over the far side in front of the Trojans bench. Dahlquist still fighting for it. It hits off, looks like the hand of one of the bench players, and we'll have a stoppage.
Tavern on 4 and 5 brings you coverage of tonight's game. Delicious burgers, different breakfast options they have at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Eat any meal there of the day. It's going to be delicious. I, for one, love those cheesy tater tots, Kevin. I know you had a good, what, you have a burger the other day or something that you enjoyed?
I had the pizza the other day, which was outstanding. I love their cowboy burger, barbecue, big fried onion, bacon. And I think it's either a third or half-pound patty, so very hearty meal and tastes wonderful. But yeah, so far, very happy with all my dining experiences at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Eden Prairie was trying to feast as I was talking about food down low. But again, broken up by the defense. Here comes Werdine, a shot turned aside by Stelter. Try to go low, and Stelter all over that angle. Just turns the knee outward and gets the pad blocker on it. Shot goes just past Dobchuk, who slides out of the net momentarily on the line change for the Trojans. Up ahead, Oberle has her pocket picked. Watala tries to feed her teammate coming through the slot. Instead, it's stolen away by Eden Prairie, goes off the pad of Stelter as that pass thrown in too deep by Oberle as she was trying to feed her teammate Kelly Wolf.
On Thursday, we'll have a boys hockey game taking place on PSP. Eden Prairie and Bloomington Jefferson. Make sure you tune in for that, 7 o'clock. And Saturday, we have one of our rare hockey doubleheaders. We'll have a boys game in the afternoon, EP boys at Hopkins. Then the nightcap, Eden Prairie girls hockey hosting Edina, trying to continue their undefeated season.
Hangler. First got a win tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to say, too, when you compare the undefeated squads, I know Eden Prairie's had, I think, 1 or 2 in the past, but I think some parents brought up the competition these days probably a little bit deeper than what you had maybe 10, 12 years ago.
And the case referring to that undefeated Eden Prairie hockey team, the girls winning in 2006. Probably the competition a bit weaker than it is these days.
Maybe not necessarily weaker. I just say a lot deeper than it is, or than it was, you know, back in that time. Whereas now I think you have maybe 20 to 25 real good squads. Back then it was kind of more, you know, maybe 8 to 10 good teams.
Shot pushed wide, that one thrown by Ridland. She'll track down the loose puck. Inside at 2 to play in the second period, 1-0. Eagles shot broken up by Shannon. And trying to clear the zone, successfully doing so, Taylor Nelson. And it's going to be Hangler. Scoots that one with a backhand pass. The Trojans able to hold the zone. Nice between the legs pass to Wolfsman. She gets it back. Stick tied up, goes out to the point. The shot comes in. Glove save, Dobchuk. Molly Lewis tried to ring that one past Dobchuk, but great line of sight for the freshman goaltender, and she made the glove save easily.
Yeah, not a lot of traffic in front of her made that save. Not the most difficult shelter have to make. Again, Wayzata to get some offense. And one of the rare times when they get a forecheck established, got to try to get some traffic in front, as we talked a lot about how good Wayzata has been defensively and in terms of goaltending, but Eden Prairie just as good in that department as well, especially with their two netminders, Dobchuk and Whitney Padgett.
Angie Happelman works into the zone, feeds it down low. Kowalski one-timer saved by Stelter. Puck still loose. No whistle yet as it scoots out to the far side. Now battling for it is Heising and Happelman. Coming down with it, Kowalski blasts one off the body, of Stelter. Now held in by Brosseau. A shot goes and turned aside by Stelter. Brosseau still looking for her first goal since her first year on the varsity squad. Still sitting at 1 career varsity goal. That would have been a good time to do it, as Wayzata able to hold the zone. There's Heising off the cage. Wolfsman in a battle for positioning. Inadvertent takedown. Wayzata, though, can't get the puck away from Eden Prairie with 7 seconds to play. Final 3 seconds now of the second period, and that'll do it for period number 2. Eden Prairie gets the only goal in the period and only goal so far in this contest. Charlie Dahlquist feeds Angie Heppelman on a power play to make it 1-0 Eden Prairie over the Wayzata Trojans. Unbeaten streak on the line as we look ahead to the third. We'll come back as you're watching PSB Media for a second intermission analysis.
I am never getting married. Never. Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
Breathe. I love it here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbeer's State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie, a local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbeer.com. Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. This season, the Tavern on 4 and 5 will be showing PSB broadcasts of Eden Prairie football and hockey on their big screen TVs. So make it a night out. Get some great food while watching your Eden Prairie Eagles at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean Pizza, Tavern Turkey Burger, as well as delicious breakfasts that are served 7 days a week. That's the Tavern on 4 and 5, just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
Woohoo! This is the best dead bath ever! Larry, what's with all that racket? I'm loving my new digs. This compost is amazing. Come on in, give it a try. What are you talking about? Oh yeah, you weren't kidding, Larry. This stuff is great.
The Mulch Store has compost your garden, and yes, even the worms will love. Stop by any of the Mulch Store locations in Burnsville, Minnetrista, Rosemount, and Shakopee to pick up the best compost in the Midwest. Online at mulchstoremn.com. Also shop rocks, seed, soil, edging, and more. Now's the time to make your neighbors green with envy.
Store locations in Burnsville, Minnetrista, Rosemount, and Shakopee.
State Farm National Bureau of Assists agent Don Stockton has dished out more assists than anyone in history, just like his twin brother, NBA legend John Stockton. Heat, Rockets, Bucks, Pistons. Whatever you toss his way, he's beaten them all.
Don't worry, we got you covered. Thanks, Don.
The best assist is born from experience.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbeer's State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie, a local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbeer.com.
During this break in the action, I'd like to thank you for watching and ask for your assistance. In addition to live streaming games like this one, PSB Media also produces video commercials for clients. If someone you know is trying to grow their business, tell them to consider contacting production at psbmn.com. The internet is a powerful marketing tool, but due to its size, it can be difficult for messages to reach the right ears. Optimize their valuable time and money. PSB Video will help drive localized traffic to the client's website. Using keyword-driven content, PSB Video can improve where businesses appear in search results. Nearer to the top results means more clicks and more business. So please tell those business owners you know to work smarter, not harder, by considering PSB Production. Find out more by emailing production@psbmn.com.
Stay current on what's going on in your local community. The Sun Current is a local community newspaper that serves several communities in the Southwest Metro, including Eden Prairie, Edina, and Bloomington. The Sun Current will keep you up to date with the latest comings and goings on your school board, city council, arts and entertainment, and community events. And make sure you check out their in-depth high school sports coverage featuring weekly articles on Eden Prairie, Edina, Jefferson, and Kennedy. From football and hockey to tennis and swimming, the Sun Current has your favorite team covered. Keep it local and visit the Sun Current website at current.mnsun.com. Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. This season, the Tavern on 4 and 5 will be showing PSB broadcasts of Eden Prairie football and hockey on their big screen TVs. So make it a night out. Get some great food while watching your Eden Prairie Eagles at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean Pizza, Tavern Turkey Burger, as well as delicious breakfasts that are served 7 days a week. That's the Tavern on 4 and 5, just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
I wish it was spring.
Hello, Carl.
Whoa! Who are you?
I'm the Mulch Store Genie.
Well, your entrance music makes you sound like an alien.
We Mulch Store Genies survive on grass and compost, not snow and ice.
If you're a genie, where's your lamp?
Mulch Store Genies live... Never mind you. Let's get to the point. You had a wish for me, Carl.
Yeah, I wished it would be spring.
Your wish is my command.
Sweet! This is much better. Wow, my lawn looks great too.
Indeed, Carl. That's the power of the Mulch Store genius.
Thanks.
Tell your friends of my mulching powers.
The Mulch Store. Granting beautiful lawn and landscaping wishes since 2000. Store locations in Burnsville, Minnetrista, Rosemount, and Shakopee.
I really loved this book. Me too. What was your favorite part? The beginning?
The beginning was good.
Did anyone actually read the book?
I really like this wine.
You don't need a book club to drink wine with friends. Great wine and globally inspired food at Noodles & Company, your world kitchen.
The Sun Current is proud to be your community news leader for over 50 years. Each week you can read their in-depth coverage on local government, school district news, high school sports matchups, community events, and newsmakers. The Sun Current's website is now mobile user-friendly and provides breaking local news coverage daily. Check it out at current.mnsun.com.
Hey, look, it's the State Farm guy.
Yeah, and he's discount double checking.
Oh, Hans and Franz?
Surprise.
Well, here's another surprise for you. Muzzle. Hear me now and believe me later. You pumped up our wallets with the discount double checking, so we want to repay the favor and palm you up.
Sorry, what?
Pull us, you flabby loser!
You'll thank us later.
That's right. Double check your diet.
Yeah. Roll your boat.
Gently down the loser stream.
That's what I'm talking about.
Doesn't this hurt?
Not with those puny arms.
You don't just lift dumbbells, you drink them. Now, come on.
That's right. Feel it.
Hello, muscles.
The whole thing?
Yeah, when you're finished, you can eat this up too. Congratulations, Aaron.
You earned the suit. It's a start.
Yeah, not bad.
Really?
Pump up your savings with a discount double check.
Nice block, Adam.
Get to a better state. State Farm.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbeer's State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie. A local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbeer.com. Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. This season, the Tavern on 4 and 5 will be showing several PSB broadcasts of Eden Prairie boys hockey on the big screen TVs. So make it a night out. Get some great food and watch the EP boys hockey team at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean pizza, the Tavern turkey burger, and my personal favorite, the cheesy tater tots. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5, located just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
During this break in the action, I'd like to thank you for watching and ask for your assistance. In addition to live streaming games like this one, PSB Media also produces video commercials for clients. If someone you know is trying to grow their business, tell them to consider contacting production at psbmn.com. The internet is a powerful marketing tool, but due to its size, it can be difficult for messages to reach the right ears. Optimize their valuable time and money. PSB Video will help drive localized traffic to the client's website. Using keyword-driven content, PSB Video can improve where businesses appear in search results. Nearer to the top results means more clicks and more business. So please, tell those business owners you know to work smarter, not harder, by considering PSB Production. Find out more by emailing production@psbmn.com.
Welcome back to the Eden Prairie Community Center. Brett Johnson, Kevin Ford with your coverage of Eden Prairie Girls Hockey Lake Conference battle between the Eagles and the 5th-ranked Wayzata Trojans, trying to end what's been a 6-game losing streak head-to-head to Eden Prairie, 1-8 since Eden Prairie joined the Lake Conference along with the Trojans back in 2010. But trailing 1-0. They've been zapped offensively so far. Dobchuk and the defense doing a nice job. Haven't had too many even grade B scoring chances yet. Eden Prairie has had a number of grade A chances, but it's been the work of Sarah Stelter in net that has kept this game close. She's done a fantastic job. Also the back check, got to give credit where credit's due, has been pretty good. Just a couple of lapses defensively has forced Stelter to come up big, and we've seen her do that a number of times. Game's only goal, a power play chance for Eden Prairie. They're 1 for 1 on the player advantage. It was Dahlquist finding Heppelman all alone as she worked her way in to the right post. Starting the third period, Wayzata skates with it. There's Shaver. She was injured earlier in the game, but good to see her back out and appearing to be pretty close to full strength. Just don't see any lingering effects, is why I'm saying close to full strength. I don't want to assume she is, but at the same time, doesn't seem hampered at all. 15:51 to play in this third period. As taking that pass will be Molly Lewis, working her way to the left face-off circle. Centers the pass out in front. Boyle ends up blocking it inadvertently off the hip as the pass deflect up off her hip. On the feed down low, Ashley Watalo is looking for her teammate. Another shot in low, deflects off two Eagles players, and Dobchuk sprawls out and kicks out the goal. Two Eagles were trying to score on Dobchuk. It was like practice.
Yeah, lucky that net came loose there for Alexa Dobchuk, and as you said, also lucky for Boyle to get her part of her body on that puck. Sometimes better to be lucky than good. That's what they always say, right?
They do.
Or do you not like that saying?
It's all right. It's acceptable. Meg Ransom fires a shot from the right point. Now taking it up. Heppelman goes down. No penalty.
Mike Grant was in the crowd. He'd think, oh, maybe we got a football player there. That was a nice little takedown.
It was. And legal, too.
Green Bay Packers probably wishing they could have tackled Marshawn Lynch like that. He kind of ran over them, especially in that fourth quarter.
He did. I was wondering why Pete Carroll didn't go to that more often in the first half. Now, granted, when your quarterback's throwing a whole bunch of lame ducks and getting intercepted, it's kind of hard to get a ground game going, too. So, I don't know if you're a Packer fan. I guess just know what it feels like to be a Vikings fan, maybe for a day. I don't know what else to say. 14-40. Wayzata having a tough time clearing their own end over the last minute. Ridlin picks the pocket of a Wayzata player. Now returning the favor, taking it up. Maddie Johnson. And again stolen away as back and forth action continues. Charlie Dahlquist into the zone. Leaves it for Rogie. Blasts a shot wide. Ridland trying to feed Dahlquist. Good defense there by Shannon. Dahlquist fires that one high, and it goes off the netting. That was a flying saucer over to the advertising on the far side of the rink.
Athlete PT provides performance training for athletes of any sport and any level, whether it's youth, high school, or even professional. They can get you in great shape to perform at championship level. They have a great state-of-the-art facility located in Eden Prairie, and they'll get you training the right way. Not by just repeating drill after drill after drill. It's really kind of looking at the science behind what makes you a better player on the field, and Athlete PT can help you no matter the sport. Online at athleteptonline.com.
The puck actually got caught between the boards, the glass and the netting, so normally they're always returned into the action, but could not retrieve that one. Heising down low, Shaver. Centering pass broken up. Meister turns it over. Foot race. Won by Lewis. She ties up the stick of Heppelman looking for a whistle, but will win the battle anyway. Astor now turns it over. Wolfsman has a player backside trying to feed it, but Boyle breaks it up a couple of times, finally gets it through. Third time was a charm, but it was pushed past her teammate flying through the slot.
Best opportunity of the night there, as you see on the replay here for the Wayzata Trojans. Talking about how they maybe have to try to get something in transition after playing good defense. That's what the doctor ordered. Just couldn't finish. It was a nice job to get that pass across, too, because it looked like the Eden Prairie defender had her played pretty well, cutting off the shot and the pass.
It was. Boyle had it twice, initially stopped, but Wolfsman kept digging at it and got the feed away to Shaver, but it just was not quite timed good enough where Shaver could get her stick around and put a shot in on Dobchuk. Now a penalty's going to be called, so a huge detriment to the Wayzata Trojans. Still have to kill off this power play opportunity for Eden Prairie. Already 1 for 1 in the game and so far has produced the game's only goal. That was that Heppelman tally back in the second period. For Angie Heppelman, she's now up to 14 goals. For Charlie Dahlquist, who got the assist, she's up to 21 in that department. Heppelman flings it around the boards. Hangler over his near side. Boyle's shot is saved by Stelter. Boyle left uncovered at the top of the face-off circle. Very dangerous for the Trojans. Gotta be happy that their goaltender's playing so well and was able to see that puck, but probably don't want to defense it the same way next time.
Yeah, Lauren Boyle's had a nice game in terms of shooting the puck and also playing defensively. Haven't really seen her jump up on the play yet.
Hangler's shot deflects and goes wide. Thought it could be dangerous because it bounded in toward the crease, but it just was pushed wide. Now a good chase and pursuit by Wolfsman, and Hangler ties her up. Looks like Hangler's trying to kill off a penalty the way she was positioned, but well, the Eagles are on the player advantage. Excellent job, Wolfsman, to kill off a precious seconds. Now Dahlquist gets into the body of Lewis, but Lewis does a nice job defensively. Can't clear, though. Heppelman tied up. Pushes the pass over to Boyle. Creating space with Ridland. They switch positions. Down low. Dahlquist will again try to feed the point, and it's pushed out by Shaver. Rogie had to just let that deflect off the skate, and she'll switch out. 23 seconds left on the power play. Much better job on the penalty kill this effort, this time by Wayzata. They allowed a goal almost immediately after Eden Prairie went on the player advantage. The first opportunity they had, now short-handed opportunity broken up off the stick of Lauren Boyle. It was Watala and Czech trying to set something up on the short-handed chance, but instead back to even strength. Astor, 10 minutes to play on the nose. Up ahead, Kolowski. Treble handling it. Now Astor gets it, and a shot goes right into the body of Stelter.
Women's World Cup is taking place this summer, and we saw kind of a World Cup caliber play there from Charlie Dahlquist to subtly kick that ahead to her teammate and create a pretty good scoring chance for Eden Prairie. Nice job. Using that left skate, inside of that left skate. That takes some skill.
It does. I remember a goal, I think it was the Eden Prairie Midwinter Meltdown, as the shots pushed in and covered up by Dobchuk. The EP Midwinter Meltdown, the third place game, featured Chaska Chanhassen and these very same Wayzata Trojans who ended up winning that game. I think it was 2-1. I can always look at the schedule, why don't I? It was actually 3-2. But Chaska Chanhassen had a goal taken off the board because the player, as she was skating in, couldn't get the stick down and instead pushed it in with her skate, so it was waved off. That would have been the go-ahead goal at the time.
Ooh, that's always interesting because the rule is, I believe, I'm not sure at the high school level, but I know in college and the NHL, it's only waved off if you intentionally kick the puck in the net.
It didn't seem intentional, but it was waved off nonetheless. Great backdoor feed. Dobchuk dives ahead. A little bit more on that pass could have opened up a great scoring chance for Wolfsman backside. Here comes Ridland the other way. Shot almost 5 holes. Just able to get a piece with Stelter. Now Ridland tied up near side corner. Oberle passes it off to Wolf, who tries to fling that pass back but cannot do so, and the Trojans clear. Boyle giving chase. Space be darned on the ice as she and Oberle both collide and come in offside. Coming up next for Eden Prairie, they'll be taking on Edina in that game we'll have coverage of and finish up the season at Minnetonka. For the third time this season, they'll play the Skippers. First time on the road. That's January 27th, a week from tonight. And conclude the regular season against 8th-ranked Dodge County on Thursday. That'll be final home game of the regular season here at the EP Community Center.
Hard to believe how quickly the girls' season goes. It seems kind of weird to have the regular season end at the end of January/early February. It kind of feels like they should play a few extra weeks, but
it does.
Yeah.
But they do also start while football is still happening. So, and a check on Heistad, getting the left arm extended. Player still down on the ice now. Finally coming to her feet is Witala. And here's the chance Wayzata fans been waiting for all game. Again, not proficient on the power play, but still, with that advantage, I can see if they can make something happen.
Well, it wasn't a very hard check as we saw there on the replay, but as you said,
good
anytime
sell
you get
too.
but anytime, you get your stick and hands in that position, it's going to be called by the official.
A shot and save by Dobchuk. A good face-off win right away. Sophia Shaver tried to laser beam that one between Dobchuk and the post, but Dobchuk right there. She has been amazing this year and throughout her varsity career, starting as an 8th grader a year ago. Cleared away by Hangler, the other 8th grader from the varsity squad a year ago, now a 9th grader and one of the leaders of this team with many more years of varsity to go. But going back to Dobchuk this year, 12-0-3, 1.35 goals against average, and a .926 save percentage. And now it's all even Steven as a penalty's been assessed to Sophia Shaver. So we'll skate 4-on-4, a missed chance again for the Trojans with the power play this time because they also commit a penalty. Shannon over to Sorensen. Witala. Sorensen with it. Zips that one up ahead. Shannon, long pass. Good look there to the other Witala. Tries to weave through traffic. Can't get a shot away, but tracks down the loose puck. Backhanded shot denied. Dahlquist. 2-on-1 situation to Heppelman. She'll peel back and try to set up the offense. Dahlquist leaves it for Boyle. Winds up. A blast. Rebound given up. Puck still loose out in front. Dahlquist. Another save made by Stelter. Over the point. Ridland whips that one down low off the end wall, and it's taken away by the Trojans. Here comes Sorensen. Takes a shot. Turned aside by Dobchuk.
Well, the 4-on-4, something you kind of like if you're a Wayzata fan, being you have more open ice to work with, but of course the downside.
Turnover, Rogie makes the move, stonewalled by Stelter.
Wow, what a save by Stelter. After a bad turnover, very dangerous to pass across center ice in your own zone, but the goaltender bailed her out and just made a tremendous kick save. What flexibility to stay in that position and make that great save. Wow.
What an outstanding job, as Brett said. A timely save, too. Keeps the Trojans alive in this contest and really bails out a horrible pass that allowed Rogie to get that open look. So the Eagles on a power play for just about 20 ticks. Ridland. Rogie. Tied up. Wolfsman's had a great third period. She applied the pressure. Now pushes it back around as the Trojans successfully kill off those 20 seconds. And now the puck frozen up momentarily. Wolfsman trying to dig it out. Instead, the Eagles have it. Boyle holds the line like Toto for a second as the shot comes in, and Dobchuk will cover it up. 5:09 left in the third.
And thanks for tuning into tonight's game here at Eden Prairie Girls Hockey. Our second to last broadcast of the season for the Eden Prairie Girls. If you're a Wayzata fan, we'd love to cover your games too, or if you're any other team watching, we can stream your games here at PSB. Just contact us and we'd love to talk more about how we can get your teams on air in HD right here on PSB Media.
A shot, a rebound given up. Dobchuk just able to make a play on it on a firebomb blast from Paige Sorensen. Boyle through the slot, turned aside. A shot goes wide from Heppelman. Wolfsman, turnover. Able to clear the zone though. Kalowski and Wolfsman battling for it. Werdine, nice series of moves. We'll leave it for Heppelman. Heppelman spins back, works middle. Over the right face-off circle rather. And the save is made on a shot from Hangler.
Taking a look at Twitter to see if we have any other scores to pass along to you that are notable for either boys hockey, girls hockey, or basketball. One of the top girls hockey teams that could give Eden Prairie a challenge, Lakeville North, just beat Burnsville by a 3-0 score.
What's happening in that Minneapolis South Eden Prairie boys game?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying
That's
to
a shot and a save. Just able to cover up. Initially it looked like Dobchuk had it. The puck skirted away about an inch, and she extended her reach even further. It's like one of those, action movies where you're reaching for the weapon, or you're reaching like to try to get the jewelry, and you're in a heist and your cord isn't quite long enough and you got your arm outstretched, and she's just able to grab it at the last second.
Old Jack Bauer there, right?
Yeah, exactly. Dobchuk showing her inner Jack Bauer. 3:50 to play.
Drawing a blank. I'm trying to think of who was in Die Hard. What was that guy? Oh, yeah, John McClane.
Rogie, one-on-one, will take a shot. Great defense, Izzy Shannon. Watala, board pass, Sorensen. The Eagles try to hit some fans, make sure they're watching the game. As we have a stoppage. What?
Unfortunately, I was going to say, not finding any updates on that big EP boys basketball game. Again, they were trailing Minneapolis South by 6 points at halftime, which would be a monster update, but unfortunately, EP Hoops account doesn't have any updates, and good friend Dan Huss over at the Sun Current doesn't have any updates either.
Well, I wonder if that's bad news if Eden Prairie's not posting anything, if you're an Eagle fan. Shot from the point goes just wide. That one fired in by Lindsay Check. Hangler up ahead, Werdine. Trying to get the legs going under her, but won't be able to track it down. That's Lewis for the Trojans skating with it. Good move, but she loses the puck. Heppelman stood tall right at the line. Dumps it in. Chases, puts the pressure on the Trojans. Now turned over, and Rogie flips one high into the netting for a face-off with 2:30 to play.
Well, Wayzata here is just to try to find a way to at least get some pressure established so they can get a little momentum to get their goaltender pulled. It's a little too early to do that, but those seconds can tick away quickly, so got to find a way to break out of your zone cleanly and get a forecheck established here over the last 2.5 minutes.
Out to the point. Brosseau trying to get it to Heppelman, finally does, but she's tag teamed by two Wayzata Trojans. Out to the slot. A shot from Brosseau, a save made out in front, the puck still loose. A good rising blast there from Brosseau. And she put it in on the glove of Stelter. Stelter has been remarkable in this one, keeping it a 1-0 game, courtesy of a power play goal from Angie Hippelman. That's the difference so far.
Kevin, I just don't think there's such thing as a defensive shell in Coach Jamie Grossman's playbook. It's been fun to watch how aggressively Eden Prairie's been playing offensively, even just being up by 1 goal in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Great observation as well. I think he tries to bring the best out of Eden Prairie in every situation, because he knows that if you ever let up in any way that it could be a detriment or you could lose some of that progress.
At least in this situation, it's the old philosophy, the best defense is a great offense.
Exactly. And so far they've done an excellent job of keeping it outside of their own ends during these waning minutes of the third.
I mean, even still staying aggressive on that forecheck for Eden Prairie, they wasted, what, over a minute on that clock, and it's going to force Wayzata here to call a timeout. And even during that sequence I was talking about, I think at 2:33, how Wayzata's got to establish a forecheck. Well, it was actually Eden Prairie that did that, and even though they didn't score, they wasted a good minute 15. So it's always interesting strategy when you stay aggressive like that when you have the lead, but it's paid off here for the Eagles. And again, Wayzata's got to find a way to try to get through kind of that wall that's just been put up by the Eagles near that center red line. And the Trojans have just not been able to get past.
I imagine if we had Jamie Grossman talk on air, he would say his team, while unbeaten, is not perfect, but they certainly do a whole bunch of things right, and a great team effort, very deep, and always, at least so far this season, come away with a tie or victory. They come away with some positives in the end, and it's probably about you know, the work that goes in during training camp, also during the season, but also just a testament to his coaching style and challenging these girls every step, every play of every game to be their best, and they rise to the occasion.
And don't forget here, while we have a couple of seconds before the face-off, we can always webcast your games here at PSB or other events. Doesn't have to be sports, be corporate events, weddings, and also make sure you follow us on Twitter at PSBMN.
So Shaver against Dahlquist in the face-off circle on the dot, and it's won by Eden Prairie. Unable to clear their zone. Lewis to Wolfsman.
Net is empty, by the way, for Wayzata.
And the puck is cleared, giving chase is Rogie. She wants a goal if she can get a piece. And instead it'll be icing called against Eden Prairie. As you saw the empty net down on our left side, under a minute to play. 57.2 to be exact. Penultimate coverage of girls hockey this season happening right now. Saturday will be our final stream of the season against Edina.
It's hard to believe here, Kevin, looking at the schedule you printed off. I'm not seeing any shutouts over the last 15 games or so for the Eagles. I think they'd have at least 1 or 2 in there with their undefeated record.
There's a shot pushed wide of the net. Holding the zone, Wayzata trying to get rid of this shutout. As Brett mentioned, Eden Prairie doesn't actually have a shutout. Oh, actually they have 1 shutout this season, and that was back when Whitney Padgett was still healthy. So you're right. First shutout of the season came in the early going. Haven't had one since those first 5 games.
You get the feeling here that if Wayzata is able to find the back of the net, this one probably would end in a tie. So any goal the Trojans would get would just be monstrous, obviously.
Out to the point, a shot fired in, a save! Dobchuk dives to her right and covers it up. Takes off the glove and shakes her hand a little bit. Maybe someone stepped on her glove, but appears to be all right. 35 seconds left. A good ride on the puck by Lindsay Check there. Check gets it again. We'll send that one in. Deflects high. Poked away by Heisted, so the Trojans will have to retreat all the way down at their opposite end.
Heisted, a great play. That'll waste at least 10 seconds for Eden Prairie.
Shaver trying to screen off Kowalski. Up ahead, Check. Good at the line, takes a shot. That one ridden wide. Wolfsman. Wolfsman down low. Shaver. 3 seconds left. We'll try to weave around a centering pass, and that'll do it. A scrum out in front. Eden Prairie preserves the shutout, their second shutout of the season. Dobchuk's first in net, and the unbeaten streak continues now at 22 games. 19-0-3 are the top-ranked Eagles after knocking off the 5th-ranked Wayzata Trojans 1-0. We'll come back for the Sun Current post-game show to tell you all about it right after this.
The Sun Current is proud to be your community news leader for over 50 years. Each week you can read their in-depth coverage on local government, school district news, high school sports matchups, community events, and newsmakers. The Sun Current's website is now mobile user-friendly and provides breaking local news coverage daily. Check it out at current.mnsun.com.
The Sun Current postgame show brought to you by the Sun Current of Eden Prairie. For all your local news and sports, go to current.mnsun.com. Great feature stories about Eden Prairie athletics can be found online, as I mentioned, current.mnsun.com, or in the newspaper. Pick up a copy every Thursday. That's the Sun Current of Eden Prairie. Well, the recap is both teams played their hearts out, and outstanding goaltending and defense from both sides. It was Eden Prairie doing just enough offensively and scoring the game's only goal on a power play. Charlie Dahlquist, a beautiful feed to a slashing Angie Heppelman to beat Stelter top shelf. And for Stelter was an otherwise stalwart performance, making 29 saves on 30 shots. But she'll take the loss, her 7th of the season.
Yeah, fun night here at the Eden Prairie Community Center. Even though it was a 1-0 game, a lot of people say, oh, 1-0, that can't be a very entertaining hockey game. This one still had a lot of action, some good scoring chances, and some tremendous saves. And again, credit both goaltenders for making just some phenomenal saves in this one, including that kick save at the end by the Wayzata netminder, which could have made this a 2-0 game for Eden Prairie, which obviously would have put things out of reach. But still some good things to look at for the Trojans as they head into some very tough Section 6 play in a few weeks. Still very impressed with their squad, even though they won't finish atop the Lake Conference. They'll certainly be a player in Section 6. It should be a little more winnable this year without Benilde St. Margaret's necessarily having a stacked squad, and Minnetonka still being good, but not historically good like they've been in the past. But yeah, impressive effort for them and for Eden Prairie. Just the beat goes on. They can beat you in any way, whether it's high scoring or low scoring like tonight. This is a team that is really hitting on all cylinders, and they're certainly going to be a force over these final few games as they try to continue an undefeated regular season.
Yeah, I almost feel like they don't feel pressure. I feel more pressure for them as an observer of this game to, keep this unbeaten streak intact, but they've just kept a level head, it seems, and play with that integrity they do. Streak or unbeaten season, but taking that level-headed approach might help them in the long run.
Yeah, absolutely, and they'll of course need that, as soon it'll be all.
Well, see how it all unfolds. Again, we'll have Eden Prairie's next contest for you. That will be our last live stream of Eden Prairie girls hockey for the 2014-15 year, coming up on Saturday at 7 o'clock. For now, another victory for the home team. Eden Prairie Eagles remain unbeaten and defeat Wayzata 1-0. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you to our sponsors. We'll see you next time. 1-0 EP wins.
The Sun Current is proud to be your
Thanks for tuning in to live, local, play-by-play coverage of tonight's game. Catch all the action all season long on your home for Southwest Metro Sports, PSB Media. Tonight's game was brought to you by The Malt Store, Umbria Gourmet Pizzeria, Athlete PT, Noodles & Company of Eden Prairie, The Sun Current, The Tavern on 4 and 5, and in partnership with Minnesota Football Magazine, the Pioneer Press, and BEC TV. You can find an archived broadcast of tonight's game available 24/7 on psbmn.com.